Assumptions underlying the methodology of the human sciences. So before we dive into the methodology of the human sciences, let's take a look into natural science. Methods of natural science only work if we make prior assumptions about what universe is like. For example, we assume that universe is uniform and that our particular part of the universe is not somehow special. We concern about the uniformity of the whole cosmos. But in human sciences, we do not need to make assumptions about universe. Instead, we are concerned with the uniformity of human beings or human nature. Many of human sciences make assumptions about human nature. But what is human nature? Human nature is defined here as the set of traits and capacities that we all have in common. In political science, classical theorists use the device state of nature as a way of thinking about the origins of political order. Why do we need political order? What human beings would be like outside political and social structures? Some assumptions were: the first one, a Florentine political theorist, Niccolo Machiavelli, assumed that without strong government, human beings were likely to be lazy and corrupt. The second one, Thomas Hobbes, took a similar view and thought that humans would be fearful of cutthroat competition for resources. Thus, this reason motivated them to form political society to protect ourselves from each other. However, a philosopher, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, had a more positive view of human beings and the state of nature as a somewhat solitary, peaceable figures, the noble savage. It was the effect of social institutions that was corrupting. There were also arguments about human from the fathers of modern economics, Adam Smith and David Ricardo, argued that man was essentially selfish but rational, and the market system was a device to transform man's intrinsic selfishness into a process that always moved towards a socially optimal equilibrium. A deeper problem might be the question of whether humans have a nature at all. The view that we do not tends to be associated with the philosopher John Locke. He saw the human being as blank slates or tabula rasa at birth. Humans are shaped by subsequent experiences only. So socialization was the only cause of differences between sexes. There was no essential male or female nature. More recently, writers such as Janet Radcliffe Richards have shown that arguments for gender equality do not have to assume that men and women have same nature or no nature at all. Men and women still possess same rights and freedoms regardless. Moreover, the psychologist Steven Pinker points out that the notion that there is no human nature and that all human capacities are purely a product of the environment is incoherent. If we are to learn from the environment, he argues, then we should at least have an inbuilt capacity for learning. In the event, evolution, he says, has equipped us at birth with a large number of systems to enable us to survive and flourish as human beings. As an appendix to his book, The Blank Slate, he quotes a list of 320 features of human beings observed by anthropologists in every known human society. Each box represents a separate trait. The implication is that the features and capacities we all share are far from being negligible, and that the blank slate theory is false.